salutations. All right, so I wanted to get a stream in before I got to the house, so you know what I'm saying. Got them blurred lines a little bit, so you know what I'm saying. But yeah, wanted to talk a little boxing. Well, I'm gonna talk boxing as I can until I get to the house. You know, I got like maybe 30 minutes, hopefully without traffic. So I'm gonna cover a lot of dipjects. You know, of course, I'm gonna get to some of the stuff that Goodfellow Sports said about what's going on with black media fights and some other stuff. The whole Canelo thing, him turning down contracts and other stuff aligned to it. So, you know, of course, some people ain't gonna like what I have to say, but who cares? But first of all right, so it is official. Arthur Beterbiev, Joe Smith Jr. As you can see, the promo poster, promo ad for the fight is going down at the Hulu Theater. You know, at Madison Square Garden in New York City, June 18th. I will be in attendance at that fight. I'm looking forward to going back to the NYC post, you know what, post-demic. So, man, I'm looking forward to this. So, feel free to contribute to the super chat. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, because yeah, them New York trips cost more than Vegas, but nevertheless, you don't have to. But I was just saying, feel free. But you know, remember, I pay out of pocket to finance these trips. I really do pay out of pocket. So you know, so feel free. I'll take whatever. I don't care if it's $1 or $10. So every penny helps. But like I say, you don't have to, but it's appreciated. And I will leave my Cash App. You know, after this video. But yeah, it's going to be a great fight. It's also happening the same day as Charlo versus, I already forgot who he's fighting. You know, Charlo will be fighting in his hometown of Houston on the very same day. So once again, you have media divided because they have to pick which fight that they're going to go cover, because everybody don't have substitute reporters that they can, or fill-in reporters that they can send to cover fights on their behalf. Some people just have to be like, it's either have to go to this one or that one. And then plus you just don't want to send anybody to cover a fight, especially in your name, because if they do something ridiculous, then that's on you. You could end up losing your credentials. So, now, with that being said, video by Goodfellow Sports TV where he outed what was going on with, black media, being left out from covering PBC events. Now, it's kind of funny. I've talked about this on several occasions, but as you can see, I have no backup. As you can see, I'm basically doing this by myself. And, I'm not pulling no punches. I'm just keeping it a buck. It just goes to show you how fake people is, though. Like I said before, I was the only one that really defended Blue Blood when he was threatened by Jermell Charlo. But like I said before, people exposed themselves. And it was kind of funny how the Charlo brothers always seem to get protection from, these so-called pro-black militant dude, power to the people dudes, when they sat up there on several occasions have disrespected black media. I said people only got something to say when it's Andre Ward or it's Terrence Crawford or it's Timothy Bradley or somebody else. It's a lot of hypocrisy that be going on. And like I said before, I'm not worried about nobody having no attitude, because like I said, if you offended by this, then I must be talking to you. You must be the culprit. But nevertheless, he basically talked about what was going on, about us being frozen out. Now, I've said this for months. You guys know my resume. You guys know my credibility. I've been the same person that I've always been since 2015. You know, I don't play the inconsistent blackness, but we know it's a lot of dudes that do. You know, like I said, they want to talk the black stuff when they feel it's necessary. You know. But like I said, here you have a black man, you know, who works hard. And then to, you know, not like I'm asking me, I could get there on my own. And it's kind of funny. They play these games, they'll send you rejection letters saying, well, they don't have a spot for you. They go by this, they go by that. And you know it's cap. Because like I said before, I know for a fact that they were giving media credentials to people that had 300-400 subs. I know for a fact that they were doing that. And then people want to play these games that, you know, the top guy don't know. Oh, well, maybe he don't know what's going on. And somebody told me this. You can't be a good CEO or a good businessman if you don't know what's going on in your company. Okay? So we got to keep that a buck. But at the end of the day, you see that you really doing this on your own. Ain't nobody making no videos calling them out. But like I said, they always got something to say. But they always got something to say about everybody else. I'm just keeping it a buck. Just keeping it a buck. Always got something to say about you know who. Or the other dude. But then the dude that looked like me ain't got nothing to say about him. And they've been doing this for a while. I just got through covering the Shakur Stevenson fight. And I was sitting in a room with pretty much nothing but brothers. And we all was having the same conversation about the same issue. And that same promotional company or TV program name came up. And they were saying, well, I don't know why I'm not getting in. If you're only letting 2 or 3 people in that happen to look like me, that's still a problem. If you got like 70 credentials available and then you only letting, well, maybe 4 in, and then the rest is European white or Hispanic, that's still a problem. But that's okay. I don't expect other media that is getting in that look like me to jeopardize what they got. That's okay. Because I'll do it. Because I can speak for myself. Because I didn't learn. I already didn't learn. Ain't nobody gonna have my back when it comes to certain things because they have an agenda of their own. But like I said, had the same conversation in Atlanta. Had the same conversation in another spot. So why does this keep happening? Why does this keep happening? This is just real talk. Why does this keep happening? And then I found out what was going on. That there are people at the top, they're looking at certain videos. Then they have fighters that are looking at certain videos. Then they have other people that are looking at certain videos. And if you say one thing that they don't like, you're not getting in. I mean, fighters are that damn sensitive. And I've said on several occasions, hey, if you don't like something I say, you know how to get in contact with me, or you can find somebody to get in contact with me. But then they have this attitude, oh, I'm too good to talk to him. But I find it mighty strange that I have no problem getting into top rank events. It's funny that you go to these top rank events and they have a whole bunch of black media. But like I said, the fake black brigade ain't saying nothing about that. Ain't saying how they're, how they're basically isolating black media from covering these events, primarily black media. I'm just saying, this has been going on for months. This has been going on for months. But then I have to play this black card, and I have to have, I'm supposed to protect this company that's mistreating people who look like me. It never fails. I can tell you this right now. Just like I always, for the most part, sometimes I have the most trouble trying to get interviews with black fighters. But everybody else willing to talk to me. I found that crazy that Isaac Cruz, who can't speak a lick of English, tried to do an interview with me. Where I got brothers turning their nose up at me, getting the attitude and stuff. Acting like they don't want to talk to me, but then soon as Fight Hub in their face, soon as Elliot in their face, soon as somebody else in their face, they run and want to talk to them. So, like I said, this is an ongoing thing. This has been going on for a while, but nobody won't say nothing. So I'm just keeping it 100. I'm not finna keep protecting people that ain't looking out for me or looking out for other people that look like me. I'm sick of this. This is real. If it ain't the damn fighters, it's the damn people running the organization. Because one, they don't like something that I say. Look, at the end of the day, we media. We have a right to critique a fighter. We got a right to criticize them. And like I said before, I don't get personal. It's funny, like I said, Top Rank ain't tried to muzzle me. They watch my videos. I ain't got one call from them about, hey man, I don't like what you said about Lomachenko. Hey, I don't like what you said about Teofimo Lopez. I don't like what you said about so-and-so. I ain't got one. They have never tried to muzzle me. But then you got the other people. If you say one thing that they don't like or a fighter don't like, then all of a sudden you blacklisted. So that's why sometimes you can save that black stuff. That's just real talk. You can save that inconsistent black stuff, and then like I said, nobody like I said, I end up defending myself. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I was the only one that defended Blue Blood. I was one of the only persons that made a video when he got threatened. Because I felt that was the right thing to do. While other people, they just remain silent. But like I said, this has been going on for a while. This has been going on for years. This has been going on for years with them doing this. And I'm tired of keeping my mouth shut. I mean, 2 + 2 = 4. 4 + 4 = 8. Add another 4, you got 12. I'm sitting up in that media room and we all having the same damn conversation. So we all lying on the other organization that start with a P and end with a C. So we all lying, right? So we just making this up. It's all in our mind. It's a figment of our imagination. Just saying. So we just making up stuff, right? And then you got people ain't saying nothing about it that know this is going on. I was told by I was told by 4 different people that if you have any affiliation, if you that goofy ass nigga, or if you have any affiliation with the LDBC, which I do, you're not getting in. And I've had this conversation with people in the LDBC. One person, and he don't like that. And then the thing is, to be honest with you, the funny thing is, the biggest supporters of the organization that start with a P and end with a C happen to be with the LDBC or aligned with the LDBC. But because of a couple of individuals like screwing it up on a fake crusade, now everybody has to pay the price. They ask you, and I'm not going to, they've been asking other media, are you affiliated with those dudes? Are you affiliated with that other dude? And I heard this from the high ups. I heard this from other media. I heard this from a couple of boxers. Yeah. But we all know that ain't nobody gonna say nothing. And I think that's pure garbage that's going on. It's just real, it's weak. But that's okay though. That's okay. That's okay. Because I'm not gonna keep begging you, or I'm not on knees like you want me to do to get in there. But you can stop the cap with they go by popularity. That's cap. That's cap. But I can't help it if I keep it 100. Because I done kept it 100 on a lot of different things, and like I said, a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people don't like me because of my honesty, or at least I try to keep it as honest as possible. But I just want to let you know I don't give a damn about you not liking me. I don't give a damn about you having an issue with the stuff that I say. But let's move on from that. All right, so let's talk about this whole Canelo thing. Once again, these people getting exposed again for their inconsistency and they capping and they game plan. Now I'm gonna get to the truth in a minute, and I ain't talking about. I'm gonna get to the boxer named The Truth in a minute. I'm gonna end the video discussing that. Now it came out a couple of days ago. Canelo was offered X amount of money to go back to the PBC after the Caleb Plant fight. He was offered a 3-fight deal, but he took Caleb Plant's belt and ran back to Matchroom, which was his plan. At the end of the day, I've been saying this about Canelo. Canelo is a good fighter, but at the end of the day, I don't think he'll ever be a great fighter because he showed that he's not willing to be great. Because he's always, this dude, if he ain't like putting a stipulation in when you watch him fight, you just not buying some of the stuff that he does as a fighter. It just seemed really sketchy. I know that's gonna hurt some Canelo fans, but too damn bad. I said it, so what? Live with it, deal with it. You know what I'm saying? If not, you don't have to listen to my channel. Now you got Canelo talking about he'll go up to heavyweight and he'll fight Usman. First of all, dude ain't even thinking about getting back in the ring. That dude got too much on his plate right now. And then let me tell you right now, Alexander Usyk would beat the living hell out of Canelo. If that fight is on the up and up, sorry Canelo fans, he would get pounded on. He has no chance against him. But he said if the fight could be made at 200 on the dot, knowing that Usyk is a full-blown heavyweight now. But that's what I'm saying. He always tries to handicap people. Then he got this fight coming up with that nobody don't care about. That's going to probably be a pay-per-view flop. Nobody care about. I'm just telling the truth. Nobody don't care about Dimitri Bivol. They don't. Because a lot of people believe that Dimitri Bivol going into that fight to sell Canelo his belt. And then Canelo will see what's going on with Artur Beterbiev and Joe Smith Jr. And he'll see has Artur Beterbiev became so less dangerous to the point he may have the guts to get in the ring with him. And then he'll handicap Artur Beterbiev. He'll probably try to put in some stipulation with Artur Beterbiev. Because we all know that Artur Beterbiev is 40. He's like 36. So he's getting up there in age. So if he looks even more vulnerable versus Joe Smith Jr., then Canelo may get in the ring with him. But he's talking about Usyk. Okay? I mean, if you're gonna fight at heavyweight, why don't you just cut the crap and why don't you ask for Tyson Fury with Anthony Joshua? I know Anthony Joshua is chinny, but Canelo ain't beating no Anthony Joshua. Canelo ain't beating none of those dudes. He ain't beating no Joe Joyce. He ain't beating none of them dudes. Canelo would get seriously hurt. And like I said, Usyk would beat the living hell out of Canelo. Canelo would quit after the fourth round. He would jab Canelo into oblivion. I mean, if you really want to fight at heavyweight, man, at least, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to hear about Roy Jones Jr. I don't want to hear about none of this stuff. I don't want to hear about none of that crap. Usyk down to 200. That would be just a straight up weight drain. So I'm just keeping it a buck. Nobody don't want to see that. Nobody don't want to see that. That's just real talk, man. Because like I said before, people don't like to hear the truth, man. Canelo ain't got a chance. He ain't got a chance in hell versus Usyk. He got a better chance for real. He got a better chance of winning the lottery in two different states than he do of beating Usyk. When I say he would massacre Canelo, he massacred Canelo. Hell, Canelo was struggling versus Sergey Kovalev until the ending happened. $5 million for, who was it? some Charlo, I think. And then he was offered 50 million for either David Benavidez or Errol Spence Jr. And then I've been telling you that this has been going on for a while. And I also need to let you guys know from what I've been told. Now, just a rumor, it could be not true. But let me tell you what I've been hearing from my end. That I heard that Team Crawford has not been sent the contract. And I also heard that certain people are still on that 80-20 BS. And if that's true, that's just being ridiculous. And that's just being, look, Canelo has always been on radar. You've been hearing this Canelo stuff for the past 3 years. But I thought that after you fight Bud, you was moving directly to 154, but now you hearing 164. 164 is almost in between, is pretty much a catch weight to fight at super middleweight. So you basically talking about going up pretty much to 3 weight classes or 2.5. You're talking about skipping past junior middleweight and middleweight, fighting at a catch weight. Why is Errol Spence's name even in the equation if you're not really trying to make that fight? So basically, Bud is not really a priority. It's not really a priority. It looked like Errol Spence would take Canelo over Terence Crawford, which would contradict the whole thing about that he really wants Terence Crawford. Why is this even coming up? If you so focused and fixated on fighting Terence Crawford, you shouldn't even be thinking about Canelo. Canelo is it should be years away. But that apparently was in a contract. So somebody is not making sense. See, I'm hitting people in the head with this truth serum while people sitting up on their channels lying, as usual. As usual. If you really try to rise Canelo even part of any type of contract or negotiation, and I see people was trying to do damage control when that came out. When it was like, they wanted to make it just look like Canelo didn't want to fight certain people, but then once Errol Spence's name was mentioned, people were like, uh-oh, we got to try to put a spin on this. Because it seemed to be a lot of spins when it comes to Errol Spence and his inconsistency. Like I said before, I ain't following no damn script, and I don't know how many times I got to tell you this. I don't give a rat's ass about you being mad at me because I won't say what you want me to say. That's just real talk. Take it however you want. How is Errol Spence's name even in the equation for Canelo if they ain't really trying to make that fight? That doesn't make any kind of sense. And it ain't after no damn Bud. Okay? So that's a lie. No, you would take that fight over Terence Crawford if it's there. And that's what's going on. Last time I checked, after welterweight was junior middleweight or super welterweight, whichever, you know, however you want to put it. 164 is past middleweight and a catch weight pretty much for super middleweight. So that don't make no sense. So somebody been caught in a lie. And then some content creators have been caught in a lie. But that's okay. That's okay. Tell me that I'm lying. How's that dude's name even in the equation for Canelo? How's How is you even an option if you supposed to be trying so hard to make the Terrence Crawford fight? And this is why a lot of people started to question what was going on. Started to say, hey man, what's up with this stuff? That's why a lot of people was starting to say, hey man, what's going on with Homeboy, man? What's going on with Homeboy? Then all of a sudden, you got video, and it's a video trail too. Every time they would ask this dude about, hey man, do you want to fight Terrence Crawford? We'll see. We'll see. Then all of a sudden, after the Ugas fight, then all of a sudden, his cult following come out of the crawl from whatever rocks they came out of, because they was pretty quiet. Then all of a sudden they was real nervous about the Ugas fight. But then, he did his thing with Ugas. But people saw some flaws. I saw quite a few flaws. Then they start beating their chest. Then you start seeing these fake, dude is trolling. He coming after Terrence Crawford, which I told you. You came to Terrence Crawford fight. Why didn't you get in the ring, right? You had a chance with Terrence Crawford stop Sean Porter to say, hey, I want the smoke. But instead, he walked out of there, tweeted talking about he wasn't impressed. Well, if you wasn't impressed, why didn't you tweet, oh, I beat Terrence Crawford with ease? But then again, you know what I'm saying? This has been going on for years. People changing their story. Stipulations. Pushing the goalposts back. So like I said before, how is Canelo even in the equation if you really trying to make the Terrence Crawford fight? You shouldn't even be thinking about Canelo. Canelo shouldn't even be in the back of your mind. You said after Terrence Crawford, you was moving to 154. Not jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo. This came out of your mouth. But now it's been revealed. That you was offered to Canelo at a catch weight for $55 million. Now, once again, let's get back to this. Let's get back to let's get back to P. And I ain't talking about the projects. Once again, let's go back to what was said about a potential Terrence Crawford Errol Spence fight. This came out of Tim Smith's mouth. And of course you had the Colt trying to defend this, put a spin on it like they always do. When Tim Smith said out of his own mouth, we don't know if we gonna have the money to pay Terrence Crawford. We don't want to give him an offer that seems insulting to him. Well, wait a damn minute. You got $55 million for Canelo. So what you trying to pay Terrence Crawford? You ain't hollering that A-side stuff. You ain't hollering that big fish stuff with Canelo. I guarantee you ain't hollering no 80-20. I guarantee you ain't hollering no 80-20 with the Mexican. But you trying to give the brother a low ball offer. Like I said before, I'm just keeping it 100. You trying to lowball the brother though, but you don't have no problem. I guarantee you ain't talking no 80-20 with no Canelo. But like I said before, they got $55 million for Canelo, but then they ain't got no damn money for Terrence Crawford. But ain't nobody saying nothing about that. But the fake pro-black brigade ain't saying nothing about that. That don't make no kind of sense. See how these dudes always expose themselves for being phony and fake? But ain't nobody talking about them not having no money. But they got 50. Once again, they got 55 million for Canelo, but they don't know. They don't have. What? They ain't got 10 million for Terrence Crawford? You could take that 55 million and split that in between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. So I'm just saying. It's so funny. This is just real talk. I'm just gonna go on and say this. I might as well just permanently get blacklisted. I mean, let's just go for the gusto. I know a few years ago, and I'm just gonna say this. I remember a few years ago when all hell broke loose about the comments Abel Sanchez made, even though it was complete cap, when he said that he don't believe that black fighters can sell. Basically, black versus black fighters can't sell. I'm starting to think this is what they think too. But if you look at some of the most successful fights in history, they have been between two black men. Basically, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier started it all, which became what you call the first super fight. That's what led to all this pay-per-view stuff. So now it's funny how people say that these other media outlets are, have it in for black fighters, but it seemed like the black ones have it in for black fighters. And it's funny, it seems they accuse Golden Boy, they accuse Matchroom, they accuse Top Rank of being funny style towards the brothers, but it looked like the other company feel the same way. It seemed to me that they don't want to put no money into this fight. Like I said, Tim Smith said that out of his own money. Oh, well, we don't want to give Terrence Crawford an offer that would seem insulting to him. But like I said, you can pull $55 million out your ass to give to Canelo. I know for a fact Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence would do good numbers. You put it in the right place. I've been saying for the longest, put that fight at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, that fight gonna sell out. Spend some money on that fight that whole week. You mean to tell me that you couldn't bring the set going into fight week? You don't mean to tell me all those artists and artists like Migos and just everybody live in Atlanta damn near. If they don't live in Atlanta, they got a house in Atlanta. You can't bring people in to perform and all that kind of stuff, man. That'll be, man, going into that fight, it would be a complete party. But you just need the right type of promotion. See, that's what I'm saying. See, the PBC don't want to spend money on no black. They don't want to spend money on another brother though, but they want to give the Mexican all the damn money. But I'm not supposed to say nothing, right? Because I'm supposed to have this allegiance to a company that's dogging out my people, dogging out their own people, who dying for a chance to get in. Like I said before, Steve Kim did said all kind of racist stuff about the PBC. All kind of racist stuff about black people. But he get in. But a black reporter say just one thing and he's ostracized, he's banned. Steve Kim said flat out he hoped the PBC failed. But y'all still giving him credentials. So I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man. I ain't even worried about this no more, man. I don't care about nobody getting mad. That's just too bad, man. Because this needed to be said, man. You know, it just needed to be said. They've been doing this. I've been hearing about, like I said, I've been hearing about this Canelo stuff behind the scenes for years. That this is what they wanted. And then here's the thing about Canelo. I'm going to just tell you the truth about Canelo. They want Canelo to be like super big, but he ain't even remotely what Oscar De La Hoya was. Canelo don't have the following that Oscar De La Hoya had. I can say this much, whether you like Oscar De La Hoya or not, whether you think Oscar De La Hoya is a weirdo, I can tell you this much. When Oscar De La Hoya fought, like, you know what I'm saying, whether you wanted him to win or whether you wanted to see him lose, you was tapping in. Canelo don't have that type of interest. He don't. I mean, he don't have that type of interest because one, English isn't his first language. One thing about Oscar De La Hoya was born in the States. He was an Olympic gold medalist, and he could speak both perfect English and Spanish. So he had to. Canelo just now learned how to speak English. That plays a role in your meeting. And that's just the truth. People don't want to hear this type of stuff. Like I said, I know I'm making enemies, and I know people gonna be mad at me. But you know what? That's too damn bad, man. That's too damn bad. Like I said before, I'm not like finna like hold back, because at the end of the day, man, I'm not sitting up here getting on my knees slopping on the knob for press credentials. Either I'm gonna get in or I'm not. At the end of the day, I work very hard. But you guys got to ask yourself something. Why is it that Top Rank is letting black media in? This company that's supposed to be so anti-black this, anti-black this. But they letting us in. But the other company that's supposed to be ran by a black person, well, they're ostracizing people that look like me. And like I said, I heard from people from the top. I heard from people from the top. I don't have no reason to lie to y'all. Why would I lie? I mean, if you got 4 different sources telling you this, what's going on, gotta be some kind of truth to it, right? Then you having conversations with other black media, like, hey man, you know, I applied for this fight, I applied for this fight, I ain't been getting in. I ain't been getting in lately. But I ain't gonna say who these dudes is, because I don't want, just in case. I know everything. When I know the process, I know how everything works, how they determine who gets, I know everything. So when you heard people saying that a certain individual wasn't involved, that was a lie. He knows what's up. Because how would he know how would he know to tell fighters not to talk to that other dude, to the midget? Y'all gotta ask yourself this stuff, man. This stuff ain't cap. Y'all know I don't be saying nothing personal about none of these fighters. And I think that's really weak for a fighter to call and tell somebody, hey man, I don't want him in because he said something about me, because he critiqued me. Oh, because he said that he picked the other dude to beat me. Oh, instead of saying I would win. But that's what's going on. That's what's going on. So I'm just saying, man. Just saying, man, it is what it is, man. But anyway, appreciate you guys listening. Got to put these videos together, man. Real talk, man. So appreciate, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate the support. Thank you, Aubrey. You've been my day one. I really appreciate you here. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate a lot of you guys that came along, you know, as I build my channel. But for real, man, y'all deserve to hear the truth. Y'all deserve to hear the truth. And there's some other stuff that I'm waiting. It's some other stuff that I'm going to do because I'm waiting to do something else, because it's something else that y'all didn't missed out on, that y'all didn't peep. But I'm waiting for that too, because I'm waiting when I air that out too. Something else, because I'm really gonna air something out. I'm just waiting for the right time, and y'all for yourself. Y'all gonna see y'all gonna see it. Y'all gonna see it with your own eyes what's been going on. You gonna see the ultimate hypocrisy. Because like I said before, I ain't worried about who like me and who don't like me. I'm past that now. I'm not worried about making friends or enemies and this thing, whatever. Either you gonna like me or you not. But at the end of the day, you ain't gonna muzzle me. You ain't gonna tell me what to say on my channel. You ain't gonna police my channel. So I'm just saying, all the facts that I came with is research and stuff that came out of people's own mouth. This is like 4 different people that told me what was being did. So they all can't be lying. I don't even know if they know each other. I got a lot of different people that I talk to. When I say that this information about what was going on with the press credentials and people being literally blackballed, I mean literally being blackballed, not whiteballed, but literally being blackballed. This information came from a fighter to different media affiliates. Not gonna say who they are, because I don't want them to get in trouble. And one of them you know, works with fighters, works with several fighters. Like I said, I ain't revealing my sources. I'm not going Tekashi 6ix9ine anybody. That's just real talk. But I been knew this was going on. But I just wanted confirmation, and I got the confirmation. I knew this was going on. But anyway, thanks for listening. It's your boy Town Biz. I'm out. So how the fuck did it?